Hello everyone. Today we will revise measurement and motion. Okay, so this is the topic for today. So first of all, what is measurement? So these kind of questions always come in our mind, like how long is a cricket pitch and how much sugar did you buy. Okay, so what is this? This is measurement. For example, if you want to know the length of the pitch, then you need to measure that particular length. And if you want to buy the sugar, and then you want to know the purchasing weight of the sugar. Okay, so we have some physical quantities by which we can measure and weigh the things. Okay, and here are the physical quantities like length, weight, time, temperature, and speed. So these all the things can be measured. Okay, and these are known as physical quantities. So for example, if we talk about the length, so it measures in meters. Okay, and weight can be measured in kilogram, time, seconds, minutes, hours, temperature, Fahrenheit, Celsius. So speed can be measured in distance per hours. So here is a definition for measurement. So it is the comparison of unknown quantity with some fixed quantity of the same kind. So for example, you have a bag of sugar and out of it you need only 1 kg of sugar. So how will you find that 1 kg of from all? So 1 kg is your fixed quantity, okay, and unknown quantity, that means you do not know about the sugar in the bag. Okay, so this is measurement. So next we have standard units. Every each and every country had its own measurement units. Okay, and it was very confusing to give the actual measurement to the other countries. So it was discovered in 1960 to make some standard units. Okay, so these were common. Okay, so common system should be used all over the world, and this is known as SI system. Clear? And according to SI system, meter is the standard unit of length and its symbol is M. Okay, kilogram is a standard unit of mass, that means weight. Okay, so weight can be measured in kg, so kg, that means kilogram. Okay, and second, the standard unit of time. Clear? So time is measured in seconds. Clear? So this is all about the SI system. Next we have need for accurate measurements. So accurate measurements, what is accurate measurements? Accurate measurement is the measurement in which we have all the quantities, that means non-quantities are fixed. Okay, and here we just measure the things properly having the fixed measurement that are in the SI system. Okay, so making accurate measurements. So how can you say that your measurement is accurate? That means there is no any estimation of the length, weight, or other the things. Clear? So here we have an example of a tailor. So if the tailor does not cut the fabric according to the accurate measurement, then the result would not be suitable for the customer, right? So next we have measurement of length. So how can you measure your length perfectly? So here we are taking an example of pencil. So let's see. Look at the first case, wrong way of measurement. That means scale is going down and this pencil does not lie parallelly on the scale. So that means your answer would not be accurate. Okay, so your pencil should be straight with the along with the scale. Got it? So this case is wrong. In the next case we have a scale but it's broken. So broken scale would not give you the accurate measurement because the zero mark is missing, right? And if and to get the length, subtract the reading of this full mark of the reading at the other end. Okay, so that is why the full scale we need for the accurate measurement. Clear? And the third case we have, your eye should be directly pointed on the point where you and your measurements. Okay, so for example, here your pencil is there. If you are seeing from this diagonal, that means your measurement would not be clear, and in the same case this. Okay, so your eye should be at the point where you need to end your measurement. Clear? So here is we have the measuring the length of a curved line. If the line is not straight, then how would you able to measure the curved line? So we have two different methods for doing this. So see this is a curved line, right? And we need to measure these curves. So how would you measure it? So first of all, you will place the thread on a point A and then slightly move till the point B, and afterwards like this C, D, E and F. Okay, so in this manner you can have the long thread which is just equal to the curved line. Okay, and afterwards the thread can be measured by the scale. And the next method, in which you just using a divider. Okay, and this divider's length can be measured by the scale. Okay, for example, you have these marks on the thread. Okay, so by measuring this one curve, okay, so first of all you will measure the one curve and note down the length of the curve. Okay, and if the last remaining curve is in half or something, okay, then also you will measure this. And here we have the formula to measure the curved line segments. Okay, so first of all what you need to find, total length, so which is equal to number of steps, that means the number of steps in which the curve goes. Okay, and distance between legs of the divider, that means the particular length of the divider's leg, okay, from one point to another. Okay, and next the length of the leftover segment, that means the half. And so next we have importance of estimation. So for example, your mother is cooking in the kitchen, okay, and she just picks some spices in the estimation of that particular spice. Okay, and it leads to the suitable taste of your choice, right? And this is estimation. Clear? Motion is something when an object moves from one point to the another point. Okay, next we have types of motion. So first of all we have translatory motion. So what is translatory motion? So when an object moves as whole, okay, complete body moves from one place to another, and it has the same distance in the same interval of time. So this is called translatory motion, and this translatory motion can be categories. These are linear motion and curvilinear or circular. So let's see. So this is the first case. Here apple is going just down. Okay, so there is no any curved area or curved path, falls down in a straight path. Okay, so here path is straight, so hence this is known as linear motion. Linear, that means when something is in a straight line. Clear? And this shooter also, its bullet just goes straightly to the target. Clear? So here also bullet goes in a straight path. And next we have circular motion, and circular motion is also known as curvilinear motion, and linear motion is known as rectilinear motion. Clear? So circular motion, when an object moves as a whole, the whole body is moving. Okay, and but the condition is when the condition is that the object moves in a circular path. Clear? Next we have rotational motion. So what is rotational motion? When something moves in a given axis. Okay, for example, motion of an object where the object moves around an axis and its different parts move through different distances in the given time. This is called rotational motion. So for example, look at this top. So it moves in a circle like this. in the rotation and with this different interval of time. That means in the starting the speed of it is very high, and then it moves slowly at the end, right? So next we have periodic motion. So periodic motion, when something moves again and again, okay, and repetition occurs, so in a same particular given time, that is known as periodic motion. So let's see, if the same motion occurs again and again and it is said to be repetitive motion. Repetitive motion of that repeats itself at a regular intervals is called periodic motion, and if the repetitive motion does not repeats itself at a intervals of time, that is known as non-periodic motion. Okay, so repetitive motion that does not occur at a regular intervals of time, it is known as non-periodic motion. And the another one we have oscillatory motion. So what is oscillatory motion? A special type of repetitive motion is called oscillatory motion, okay, and even the vibratory motion. What does it mean? So let's take an example of a pendulum. It is in oscillatory motion. Clear? So next we have different motions at the same time. So what happens if two different motions occur at the same time? Okay, for example, earth. So earth rotates, that means it's a rotational motion, but if it moves in a circular path, that means it is a translatory motion. Which one is circulatory or circular translatory motion? Clear? So look at this carefully. Here earth is moving on its axis, that means here it shows rotation, okay, and here in the orbit it moves along from one point to the another point, okay, around the sun, and this is known as revolution. Clear? So students, this was for today. In the next video we will come with our next chapter for the revision purpose, okay. Until that you need to learn the things which we understood from this chapter. Clear?